What say you of Off-White, sir?
OffWhite, you can't talk about OffWhite without talking about Virgil.
Absolutely.
And you can't talk about Virgil. You're talking to me. Kanye runs my church. Fuck what people say.
Oh yeah, you is that the Church of Christianity, sir?
Church of Yay, motherfucker.
Church of Yay.
Church of Yay.
Interesting.
And if you gonna bring Virgil into a conversation, then you better respect Kanye. And the thing about Virgil is he gets a lot of credit because credit is due.
Right.
And if you look at it from the traditional stance of fashion, he's not a traditional designer. And a lot of people in the fashion industry hate that about him. He's an engineer, he's an architect. And above all, he doesn't give a fuck.
Okay.
So he's very disruptive.
Right.
In that industry. And I think that's why he's dope. Because if he wasn't disruptive, then we would be looking at Louis Vuitton from 100 years ago. We'd be looking at Dior from 100 years ago. We'd be looking at all these fucking how all these big fashion houses now want to play into street fashion. That wouldn't be a thing. And street fashion came from where? The streets. And what streets are we talking about? We talking about Black America.
Yep.
You get what I mean? So that that disruptiveness I really like about Virgil. As a designer, it's all right. I don't got any beef with him. I'm just not moved by a lot of his shit. But his brand is powerful, rightfully so.
Right. So I feel like we are on the right track. So the question we ultimately pose is the Nike and Off-White collaboration the best collaboration ever?
1,000%.
And I agree 1,000%.
Especially for Nike.
Absolutely.
Nike needed that more than Off-White.
What? Son, so let's talk collaborations. In one of the other bigger collaborations, you had Louis Vuitton and Supreme.
Sure.
Now, I felt like that.
How far back you going? Because you got Louis and Ye.
You got Louis and Ye.
You got Nike and Ye.
Absolutely. I feel like this collaboration for what Virgil has brought to the game, and I'm a weave this into something you're going to be pleasantly pleased about. What Virgil means to piggyback more or less, what Virgil and Off-White means to fashion, and what Nike represents as a brand, as a universal brand.
Right.
And why I say universal, and people may not agree with me, Nike is a universal brand.
Why would someone not agree?
Because many people feel like Nike is very specific to one genre of you can't even consider it fashion, because Nike is. Yeah, when you think about it, Nike is what would be considered founded on a performance level attire.
Yeah, but so was Louis Vuitton.
Right, but
Louis Vuitton was a functional. He made those Louis Vuitton. I forgot the guy's name, but Vuitton was his last name.
Right.
I mean, was it Louis? I don't remember. But he made these trunks. Everybody was making circle trunks.
Right.
And he started making square trunks. And it was a functional thing because you could A, fit more, and B, you could stack them more for traveling.
Right.
So it was very much a functional reason that he made them.
Right. But when I say universal, in a sense of, so Louis Vuitton was a luggage brand. It started with luggage. Yeah. And then it went off until
handbags,
fashion,
and leather goods.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Nike started off as a sneaker brand.
Sure. That
produced athletic attire.
Sure.
That later produced athletic attire that was founded on the notion that this brand would be pumped to athletes.
Yeah.
Whether it was sweats, you had runners, you had basketball.
All of which are fashion.
Right. It isn't until, but people have difficulty attributing athleticism with fashion.
So I see what you're saying now.
You know?
And the issue here is the purpose, the original purpose of something doesn't not make it what it is today.
Right.
Because very rarely do we see something today was what it was intended for when it was first launched.
Right.
So I think that point is mute. Nike is entirely a fashion brand.
I agree.
And from the minute kids started wearing, I wanted to be like Mike.
Right. And I think that's where it began.
If you ain't balling in your Jordans, but you balling walking down the street in your Jordans, that's fashion.
Right. But it seemed, what the fuck is this goddamn microphone thing? I've been fighting with this shit the entire fucking podcast. So I'm going to fucking clobber this thing. So the idea that Nike as a fashion brand is new.
Okay.
Is new.
Okay.
And Nike seemingly, and this is only from my brain, Nike seemingly had difficulty getting over the fashion hurdle. Like we can all put Nike, hold on.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, we can all put on a Nike hoodie and Nike sweats and be fashionable.
Yeah. But
to transcend athleticism into the fashion world, that's where Nike has difficulty.
Is that Nike's problem though? Because Nike is the airport fashion.
Yeah.
Nike is the casual fashion.
It's short. Yeah, it is.
You get right. There's only two players in that casual world. There's Nike and there's fucking Champion.
Right.
Adidas came a little later.
But you see,
Reebok came almost never.
Yeah,
but they were there. They were there here and there.
Reebok is so far.
Adidas was there, and hip hop.
I mean, well, that's a great hip hop. They were there back in the '80s. So I feel like Nike may have been trying to break into fashion with a particular like ACG.
Right. Yep.
Right, because they were trying to go into street fashion and they failed.
Yeah,
but it didn't mean they weren't already in fashion.
Right, but it was still based on athletes.
But this is I get you.
Even their thing was we're catering to the everything athlete, the everyone athlete, the hiker, the bicyclist, the runner, the football star, the basketball star, the baseball star.
Sure.
It still had a fundamental. The fundamentals were still athleticism.
Okay.
So now here you come with Kanye. I'm not even going to go into the OffWhite and Virgil conversation just yet. Now Kanye comes in, and here he is. This picture that I just showed you guys was from years prior to when Kanye, if you looked at his feet, he had the what did he call those? The Louis Vuitton Don.
Yeah, the Louis Vuitton.
The Don or something to that effect. So here you are, Kanye, who has that fashion brain of his, talking to Nike. And here is Nike still in their arrogant ways. I ain't with it.
Yeah.
I ain't with it. We'll give you a signature shoe.
That's Jordan's fault.
Yeah.
Because they weren't going to make that mistake twice.
Yeah.
They gave up way too much stake to Jordan. And they would not make that mistake twice.
But there's still a shared profit because Jordan uses still has to license the word Nike.
Right. But
just do it.
The stake that he gets,
he has a greater
seen that shit.
He has a greater pull.
And that's what Kanye was like, nah, fam.
Right. Right. He was like, he wanted that. Nah, give me that Jordan deal. And they were like, who the fuck? Nah.
Yeah. Right.
No.
Now they know who the fuck he is.
No. And then
Still not worth the Jordan deal.
Yeah, he is. Yeah. Yeezy's bigger than Jordan.
Right. That's another argument.
He's been jumped over the jump man.
Again, that's another argument.
And he wasn't chucking and jiving on the court to do it.
Yeah, but that we can't even dive into that in this particular.
Sure.
So we're going to table that,
sure,
and we're going to attack that.
Okay,
in the future.
Another topic. Sure.
Yep. So now they are saying, nope, fuck you, you rapping ass DJ producer, get the fuck out of here. He goes to Adidas, whatever. Mm-hmm. Now here comes Virgil.
Yep.
OffWhite is at its pinnacle. Well, I won't even say pinnacle, but it's very, very popular. It's trending
hard.
And the thought of companies like Supreme, and they've had collabs with Nike. Yep. You have Supreme, and they're realizing Nike is now realizing the success.
That's exactly what that is.
Streetwear.
But they can't go back and be like, yo, yeah, can you?
Yeah, because
can
now
you come over so we can? That's like somebody doing something to me. Right. And then they'd be like, fuck, yo, call Tawan.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Yep. Like, see what Snow's doing.
Yeah.
Because they did it twice, right? They did it with Virgil and they did it with Don C.
Yeah.
That's Kanye's people.
Yep.
Let's not get that mistaken.
Here is this picture. So to add some context, I just showed a picture to everyone in this room of Kanye West. He's dead center. By the way, in a Goyard bag,
knew what
before
Goyard was.
you even knew what Goyard was.
Because Goyard started trending in like 2018, and it's
like 2016.
Goyard, MCM, like you motherfuckers.
This is 11 years ago from now.
Yeah.
From now.
Of course.
So let's talk.
Yeah.
You had Don C in this picture. There's a few people that I don't recognize, but most notably I recognize Don C, I recognize Kanye, and I recognize Virgil. There's somebody else in this picture that was a Fendi rep that worked with Kanye at that time. And he was like one of the ones that took Kanye kind of sort of under the wing. All right. And there's somebody else. At the end of the day, here you have now, after the whole Kanye Nike debacle, now you have here's Nike saying doubling back or backpedaling, as I'll call it, to we need something that's going to propel us.
Yeah,
and I don't really fucking think it did anything for it, so to speak,
for Nike,
because it drew attention. It drew attention to Nike. When
I feel like they were hurting, though. They needed that.
They needed that, and they had that, and they threw the shit away.
Because you know how you knew they were hurting? They had to. It wasn't. Nothing touches Jordan. I don't give a fuck who you are.
Yeah.
You don't touch no Jordan.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Any collab you see is always what? Is always
something
Air Max,
Jordan,
some other shit,
right.
some new shit. You don't touch Jordan,
right.
This man got the ones.
This man got the ones,
the Grail, the Grail, and then they try to curb it with all the other shit after that, which is dope.
Right.
That's fine, but Virgil's gonna do what Virgil's gonna do. But the fact that they was like, nah, whore it out. Bring out the big, like they needed help. And you could still even see that today with the Cactus Jacks.
Yeah.
Son, you can give them the sixes because ultimately who gives a fuck about a six?
I do.
Still, you're a six man. But the ones.
That's where it's like, okay.
You could see where they're like, son, they're like, nah, we need this work.
Yeah.
We need this work.